Hello, my friends. Jill here in my empowered fitness community for women over 40 looking to get energized, confident, and strong. Today's Wednesday, so we're doing our Wednesday Q&A today, and I'm starting a few minutes early because my son is out in the kitchen making donuts, and I think I want to be out there with him by the time it comes to frying time. So anyways, welcome. If it's your first time on my Wednesday Q&A, we do this weekly. I answer all your questions that are about hormones and weight loss and fitness and nutrition and anything you want to ask. While I'm on here, you're welcome to ask questions. If you'd like to book a call with me and ask your questions privately, you're welcome to do that as well. It's called a game plan call, and it's where you and I can discuss where you're stuck, where you want to go, and how you can get there. There's no pressure. I don't like high pressure sales, but it's just a great way for us to get to know one another. So I would love to have you book a call with me if you'd like to do that and talk about making a plan to possibly move forward if it's a good fit. So today I'm going to answer some questions that were asked when those who are new here to the group joined in the past week. And if you have any questions along the way, you're welcome to put them in the comments. If you're watching on the replay, then enjoy. So what was interesting is that I put the link in here to book a call with me, and I don't know what happened, but during the week I was having a conversation with somebody and they said to me, you know, the calendar link isn't working. I'm getting a 404. And so of course I went into my system, I clicked on the link, and sure enough, it's a 404 page, and I don't know why the link doesn't work anymore. But when I looked at the link in my system, I have a different link. And so I've been trying to go through and updating places, which there's a lot of places where I offer these links to set up a call with me. And so I've been kind of going around and replacing links everywhere. So if you end up with a 404 link, just get in touch with me if you need the link to book a call. But what was interesting was I went up into our banner in the top of our Facebook group here because I knew that I had created a really good post. And if you look at the banner, it says, if you feel stuck, tired, or out of control, this is your starting point to feel stronger, clearer, and back in control. Click here to get clarity. And so I clicked on it, and I'm reading through to see if I have a link in there, and I have the right link in there where you can get to my calendar. And I was really impressed with myself because I really give the step-by-step of exactly what you need to do and the small things that you can do, you know, step by step to start gathering information and, you know, making your way through. And I know from experience that when you sign up for something, the best time to do it is to do it right when you sign up. And it's funny because I couldn't sleep this morning at like 5 a.m. I woke up. I knew my husband had a 7:45 a.m. flight out of Asheville, North Carolina. And so I'm like texting him saying, hey, just want to make sure you're awake. You don't miss, I don't know why I thought he was going to miss his plane and oversleep or something. And so he didn't text me back. And then finally, like 45 minutes later, he said, you know, the car's coming at 6. And I was like, oh my God, well now I can't fall back asleep. And then I started seeing something, and I saw a course that related to my business, and I signed up for it, and it was only like $17. But I know me, if I don't start the course and do the course, then I will probably sit on the course and maybe never do it. So I completed this entire course while I got ready, walked the dogs, had breakfast, and I finished this whole course, and I feel super like motivated, excited, and knowledgeable in the area that the course was about. And I was like, this is really cool. Like, this is what it feels like when you are offered an opportunity, take it, take advantage of it. And now it's about action and taking action and consistent action to get a result. And so as I look through the description of the banner post here, you know, I say step 1, get clear on what actually matters. And so I have my free menopausal metabolism Bible, and that I know is full of tons of really great information. And I'm going to have to go back into the Bible and see if there's any links that are broken in there. So anyways, step 2, it says to follow a simple guided reset. And guided reset is only $27. I also put it in the post here. It's my 5-day menopause makeover. And so that's the kind of thing where I'm like, man, if somebody bought that and then just binge watched the 5 little 10-minute videos in an hour, then they'd be so much better off than they were when they, hopped into this group. And so you can go ahead and you can join the 5-day makeover and you can get started, right? And then step 3 is getting support and accountability and showing up to our Monday motivation chats and showing up to the Wednesday Q&A lives and booking your free game plan call. And so that's it. That's all it takes to get that ball rolling and to really start feeling like you have momentum and direction. And just simply having that guidance of step by step, do this, do this, do this. That's when I know I feel most confident in anything that I'm doing. When somebody tells me, here's the step by step. And that's why I always join courses. I'm in a course right now for a brand new business that I'm working on. And I just love being guided through a course and being told, this is what you're going to do now. And this is what you're going to do now. And if you do the steps I'm telling you, then you get the results. It's actually really exciting. So I know that's how I am. I don't know if there's anybody else like that. You let me know. If so, go to the banner in our Facebook group here and start going through those steps. And you're going to be like, oh my gosh, Jill was right. Like, you just follow the steps and it gives you so much amazing energy and you feel super confident. And that breeds results. All right. So let's get into some questions from some of the new ladies to our group here. So we've got Sue. Welcome, Sue. Sue had messaged me actually a lot in Messenger, I think yesterday, and I am like a few days behind on my Messenger inbox. It's all these courses that I signed up for. So I'll get back to all of you today. Today is my messaging day. I got to catch up. I said a few days, but I'm like 6 days behind. So I'm sorry. But you guys should be messaging me too if you need help. All right. So Sue says she does not do well with a drill sergeant type coach. She said she had lost a lot of weight in another program when she had invested a lot of money, and then she gained it all back. And she says that her goal is to lose the weight that she had gained back, and she's curious about calories, she says, and a meal plan. And so that's something that we can absolutely work on together if that's what Sue is interested in. If she feels most comfortable and confident with a calorie-based plan, then I can help her understand what her caloric needs are. And those vary from person to person. And it's interesting because I was offered an opportunity this week by a company and a gentleman. His name is Zach Munoz, and he runs a company that has supplements for weight loss. And they also have an app, and his background is in personal training. And he and his father started this company. And so they sent me bottles of their supplements. There's a Slim and Tone and something or other that's supposed to help you maintain muscle. There's an appetite suppressant, and there's a GLP-1. And so I started them all last night at like dinner. So I'm on day 2. But what was really cool is their app. And so their app helps you calculate your calories. And so I put in the things that matter, right, is my gender, right, because men are going to need more calories than women. They naturally have more muscle. They have higher metabolism. Your weight, right, how much your body requires is, dependent on your current weight, your age, your goal weight, right? So, and how fast you want to lose weight, and then what you're doing for activity. And so those are some of the things. So I put all my metrics into this app, and it spit out that I should be eating 1,200 calories in order to lose, I don't know, it was like 8 pounds or 13 pounds or something in 8 weeks. And I was like, oh my God, I would die. I would literally die on 1,200 calories. And so I was like, all right, that's not right. And it's because it's not taking into account my current body composition and how much muscle I have on my body. But anyways, so I bumped that up to 1,500 calories. And, I was sitting with my kids at dinner the other day, and I said to them, it's really cool. I started working with this app like 2 days ago, and I can upload pictures of my food and it analyzes it. Sometimes it's wrong and I have to adjust things, but it analyzes what I'm eating and it tells me what the calories are. And my son JJ said, well, how many calories are you supposed to eat in a day? And I said, oh, I'm doing 1,500. He goes, are you going to starve to death? I was like, no, I think I'll be okay. But it was interesting that was his outlook on 1,500 calories. And yes, that is a low calorie diet for me. And I think it's funny that a lot of people don't think 1,500 calories is low calorie, but it is. It's very low calorie for most of us, based on calculations, our body's caloric needs, things we need to achieve. And what happens is when you are in a low calorie diet, which 1,500 calories is low calorie, it's a deficit, it's a pretty big deficit for me. When you're in that much of a deficit for an extended period of time, right? So I was looking to do this for 8 weeks to get to, my best self for my Jill Ortiz Fitness Retreat, when all my clients come and we hang out at the pool and on the beach and stuff, and I meet them all in person for the first time, except for Marianne, who lives literally down the street from me. And, and so if you're in that really low calorie for too long, then your body can kind of start to break down. Your metabolism can start to slow down. And then once you start getting into that, it's really hard to get it to speed back up. It's like if you have a clock or a watch and it's slowly, like, you notice, like, it keeps getting slow and it's not keeping up. Why is that? The battery's dying, right? And it's because of this use. And if you think that every time you kind of like twist the thing and get it to catch back up, it's going to stay there, like, you're just wrong. It needs a new battery, right? And so we think that as soon as we go back to eating, correctly, that our metabolism is going to reignite. But if it's been broken for that long, it's going to take a while. So we have to make sure we are eating the right amount of calories for our goals, current and long term. And so these are things that I teach in my program. I think education is empowerment. And so we need to be educated, and then we need to put things into action and start getting a feel for what that feels like. So when I tell you that 1,200 calories would literally feel like I'm gonna die of starvation, it's because I know what different calorie levels feel like to me. Okay, so anyways, Sue, let's have a call, or let's get you started on a small plan and get you going and get you feeling things, and then we can, move forward. We have Melinda, who had to cancel her appointment yesterday. She ended up in a meeting that lasted, I don't know, many, many hours. And so, Melinda, we have to either reschedule, or you can start with my 5-day menopause makeover if you like, if time is a challenge for you, because she says what's holding her back from achieving success is time. And yeah, if you've got meetings that run over 2 hours, then that does seem to be an issue. I'm curious as to what Melinda does for work. So she says that time is holding her back. She says she wants to get toned and have more energy, and she's asking if she can lose belly fat. And so I think I actually might have texted Melinda either the 5-day menopause makeover to start with, to see if she could do that and keep up with it, because it's literally 15 minutes a day workouts, 5 of them, and there's 5-10-minute lessons that will teach her a lot of things. But if that works for her, and there's a 5-day meal plan that she can do all the prep over the weekend and just be smooth sailing during the week, she can start to lose belly fat, because that one is really great for getting rid of belly bloat. She can start to get toned with her arms, abs, glutes, and she can also help with her stress with the stretching routines that are included in that. So that's the 5-day menopause makeover. It's in here, and it's also that second step on the banner post. So I would say Melinda should start with that and see if this is a time in her life when she can make those small commitments. And then maybe we set up a call again to talk about what she can do. And in that case, I would probably give her my 10-minute tone up fitness program if that's all she had in a day right now. So, all right, Beans, she says she wants to target her ab area without straining her back or her neck. And that's good because we should never be straining our back or our neck when we're working on our abs. Abs are down here, neck's up here. We don't want to be straining our neck in any exercise. And then, because we don't need to be working our neck. And certainly I would say that if you have a bad back, that doing core work is the best thing for that. I think a lot of you have seen in my emails, because I was going through my email sequence, I talk a lot about my back injury. If you've watched that video, and back in 2008, I suffered a massive back injury falling 12 feet from a ladder while house hunting. I didn't actually fall off the ladder fell. I was instructed to go up the ladder by my realtor. And so that was a big issue for me for a long time. I lived in pain for 6 years. And it wasn't until I really started working on my core strength and my overall fitness that I was able to rid myself of back pain. So you can do a 2-for-1. Working on your core strength is not only going to help you get that 6-pack, and that's why I created Jill's Killer Abs, Iron Core 360, and Jill's Best Abs, lots of abs programs, because that's what I needed. And you can also make sure you're strengthening your core to eliminate back pain. So we can do that stuff, Beans. All you got to do is get in touch how do I get rid of my belly fat? That's going to be nutrition and possibly working on, bringing that core in as opposed to letting it hang out. If it's just not strong and it's kind of like not flat because it's poofing out, then we can work on your posture as well and getting strong abs that stay flatter. All right, we've got Allie. She says she's going through perimenopause and it's holding her back. And she's asking, why does nothing work? There are things that work, Allie. We just have to understand and pinpoint what those are. And that is why I created the 5-day menopause makeover. It's your foundation of the 5 pillars that you need to have in order if you want to get through perimenopause and menopause and beyond and feel good and do the right work and take the right approach to your fitness, your nutrition, your healthy lifestyle, your wellness, and all those things, and to be energized, confident, and strong in this point in life, then the 5-day menopause makeover is the place to start. It's a jumping off point. And then everything in the Jill Ortiz Fitness atmosphere is all based around those 5 pillars still, but just in a longer term version. All right, so Allie, you can book a call with me or you can get started on the 5-day menopause makeover. Either way, you gotta take some steps and move yourself forward, okay? That's on you. All right, we've got Rachel. She also, like Melinda, is saying her lack of time is holding her back. And she wants to know the best ways to work out for perimenopause. Walking and strength training, heavy strength training. So you need to be building muscles. So that more muscle in your body is going to boost your metabolism. It's going to make you feel stronger, more energized. A ton of cardio is going to zap all your energy. If I had 10, 20 minutes of time, then I would only be focusing on my heavy lifting, because that will get the heart rate up, and building something that is going to make more of an impact. And so that's the best way to work out. Also, rather than doing heavy duty boot camps, things that exhaust you, working out for an hour, working the whole body every day, that's going to be exhausting and not give your body time to recover. So this is where it's much better to be breaking down your workouts by section of your body or body part. And that's what I do in my programs. All right. Rachel, get in touch, book a call. Let's see, Vicky, nothing seems to work. The scale won't budge. She says her hormones and thyroid are all good. That's good. She says, I exercise and eat well, but the scale continues to go up. So that's an interesting point. Exercising and eating well does not necessarily correlate to scale going down. I exercise and I eat really well, but if I eat a surplus of food and I'm building muscle, then I would expect that my scale's gonna go up. It doesn't mean that my body composition isn't improving, that I'm getting stronger and more energetic and more confident and tighter and even smaller, trading that fat for lean muscle. But we need to get an idea of what this really means to you, Vicki. Why is the scale moving so important? And maybe we can look beyond that to figure out what is it you really want and what is the scale going to do. Like I'll tell you, I lost 2 pounds in the last 2 days. I wouldn't know that if I didn't have a scale. I didn't wake up and say, oh, I look like I'm 2 pounds lighter. Nor do people know when I gain 5 pounds. Like it really, I don't know. It's not doing anything. But when I lift heavy weights and I look on my weight tracker and I see how much I've improved, I know I'm stronger. And when I sleep well at night and I wake up feeling refreshed, I know that my body is in good working order. So I think we need to stop looking so much at the scale and look more at what we're doing, what we want to feel, right? And what emotions we want to feel and what feelings we want to come from maybe our body composition, but what is really the goal and what is really important, all right? So we can talk about that deeper, but I think a lot of us need a little bit of a mindset shift here, because the scale going down does not always mean that you're doing the best things, and sometimes the scale goes up and it's a good thing, okay? Nicole says she wants to build muscle and she wants to know how much cardio is too much. Well, those two things do not really correlate, do they? If you want to build muscle, then don't waste your time on cardio. Use your time for muscle building, which means that you need to have a progressive strength training program that is overloading your muscles day after day, week after week, and allowing your muscles to recover as well. We need to be eating in line with that muscle building. And so I would say for the time being, ditch the cardio while you're looking to build, okay? We do this journey in phases. That's the way that it works best. So, and that will be so much more fun and enjoyable, right? Right. All right, Nicole, get in touch if you want to start on a plan with me. We've got Bonnie. Bonnie says dessert and chocolate hold her back. Yeah, I feel you, Bonnie, because I was having a rough week last week and I was eating a lot of ice cream and that definitely was making my scale creep up. So I get that, but chocolate is my favorite thing in the world. Chocolate and peanut butter combo is like a food group to me, and I've found ways to work those into my daily nutrition multiple times a day. And so you can have sweets, you can have chocolate. There's lots of great recipes with protein powders and cocoa powder. And I finish my nights. If you go to my stories right now, you'll see I had my sleepy time hot chocolate right before I went to bed. It's only like 15 calories. And so I get to enjoy my chocolate too and get great results. She wants to know how to balance hormones through food. So balance is a really great word, right? So I don't know if everybody here knows, but there are 3 what we call macronutrients. And I know not everybody knows what that means, but all of our food is broken down to 3 main categories, right? That's like saying all letters are broken down to consonants and vowels. All of our food is broken down into 3 categories. We've got protein, carbs, and fat. And so if you want your hormones to be balanced, then a really great way to approach it is to make sure your food is balanced. And so that means having healthy balance of your proteins, of your carbs, and of your fat. And for some reason, we all are trying to get some crazy results by doing high fat, low carb, blah, 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 blah. How about being balanced? And maybe our bodies will say, hey, this is cool. I'm happy. I like this. Because when your nervous system, well, here, let's start with this. When your digestive system is balanced, your nervous system is balanced. And when your nervous system is balanced, your hormones are balanced. All right. So that's a good way to look at it. So let's start with balance, right? And thinking about when we have meals, incorporating carbs, proteins, and fats. All right. So I know that can take a little bit more in-depth education, and I do provide that. I do have a macros course called Foods for Fat Loss, but that's just a little mini introduction, okay? Lori says fatigue is holding her back. She said she needs easy recipes. Easy recipes, you can find those all over Google, and you could go to ChatGPT. Definitely not hard to get recipes. Fatigue, we need to figure out what the source is. Are you getting enough sleep? Are you getting enough food? Are you getting enough water? Are you super stressed? Those are all things that can cause fatigue. So let's have a call and talk about it. All right. And then last we have Jeannie. She says what's holding her back is she's so frustrated that her hard work doesn't pay off. Sometimes when people tell me that, and then I say, well, tell me about what you've been doing this past couple weeks, they'll be like, oh, I wasn't doing anything. And that's because they've given up. And that's the number one way to fail, is to not try. She wants to lose weight and fit in her clothes again. She says, should I just stop trying? No. How would this be different? How would this be different? How would maybe Jill Ortiz Fitness be different? So number one, you cannot stop trying. You have to keep going. And once you start this journey, this is your forever journey, because as soon as you stop doing things that work, you go back to the way you were. And so you have to do things that work for the long time, right? For the long term. Hard work doesn't always provide a payoff. In that, let's say I was busy working all day, but not doing the right activities, and I made no money at the end of the day, then just because I was busy and doing work all day doesn't mean I'm gonna get results, right? So it's the same thing. If you did 3 hours of cardio in a day, that does not mean you're gonna wake up 5 pounds skinnier tomorrow. And so number one, you have to make sure that your work is efficient and effective, not just hard. And so that's one thing. Losing weight and fitting in your clothes again, that's another thing, is sometimes we got to buy new clothes, and we got to buy clothes that fit us where we're at right now. And so I know a lot of my old shorts don't fit me anymore. So what do? I started buying more comfortable shorts that fit me for now while I'm working on my goals. And perhaps my body is just changing because I'm changing, because my age is changing, my body composition is changing as I age. And so perhaps it's time to go shopping and find things that make you feel confident and not be obsessed with fitting into things that you wore 30 years ago, you know? And so that's one way to help make yourself feel better. I truly believe in that. It doesn't mean just buying bigger clothes, but just buying clothes that fit you right now. And then how would this be different? I'm not sure exactly what you were doing before. All I can tell you is that my company is me. So if you have enjoyed listening to me here, then perhaps you'd like listening to me, in coaching. And this is pretty much the same as I am, if I'm on a private coaching call, I'm literally just talking to me right now and kind of coaching me as I coach all of you. And so this is what it's like when we're on a call together too, is just explaining things and making sure that you're understanding and asking questions and being a real person and letting you know that I also have struggles and I'm on a journey too, and always am, and never really stop my journey either. I go through the same things that you go through too. And my company is just me. So you know exactly what you're getting. And you know that I put a lot of heart into what I do. I've taken everything that you guys have been telling me for the last, 6 years since we all kind of went virtual. And I've been creating from everything that you've provided for me and given to me, and feedback and client results, and in building programs, I've done what you need. And so I'm pretty proud of my program. It's fitness, it's nutrition, it's menopausal education. I also am certified in bone health and osteoporosis, because I feel like that's really important right now. And from here on out, I have different levels of my program based on, number one, how much contact you want with me personally and privately, and then also cost. More FaceTime with me is going to be more expensive, but I do have options at all levels, and I just put everything into it. So I can hear Marcus, my pesticide guy, is about to come in. So we're gonna cut it here, and I will see you guys next week. Book a call, sign up for the 5-day menopause makeover, and if you want, head to the banner post and grab my menopause Bible as well. All right, take care, everybody. Have a great day.